Echo Fox brings all-star names to the roster this season. If you're a fan of Rick Fox and love what he's been bringing to the esports scene, as well as excited to see some aggressive play, Echo Fox might be the team for you. Echo Fox joined the NALCS in 2016, backed by the beloved former basketball athlete Rick Fox. Rick Fox purchased Gravity's spring split spot after an unexpected disappointing playoff run. Echo Fox found very little success on stage, but with Rick Fox immersing himself into the esports scene, he has made strides with his connections and experience from traditional sports. Rick Fox continues to bring his charisma to the esports scene and has become a huge representative to the non-esports crowds. In the top lane, we have Huni. This Korean import is a fan favorite that returns to North America to fight for the crown in the top lane. A few years ago, Huni came over to Europe and was part of the undefeated season of Fnatic and came over to North America to join the dominating Immortals squad. Last year, he joined SKT and with many bumps in the road, still became a Worlds finalist. This is a player that is always trying to kill his lane opponent, whether you send 1 or 2 players up to camp him. His high aggression and mechanics puts him as one of the scariest top laners in the world. But offstage, this super trolly and cheerful player has stolen the hearts of many and is welcomed back into NA with open arms. Now in the jungle, we have Dardoch. This guy has been on many teams and has been kicked for negative behavior a ton. But Dardoch has been given another chance by Rick Fox. He is known to be one of the best mechanical junglers in North America and can be the most valuable player in the league when considering import slots and native talent. He will have to prove himself to his team, to Rick Fox, and the whole League of Legends community that he can set aside his ego and play with this team. This is one of the hottest stories this year, and everyone will be watching with hopeful eyes. In the mid lane, we have Phoenix. Phoenix has been playing since 2013 with multiple teams in Korea. In 2014, he came over to North America and joined Team Curse, who was shortly bought out by Team Liquid. After playing with the main roster, he eventually was pulled down to their academy team and eventually left the team to join a different challenger team, Gold Coin United. In the North American challenger scene, he performed well, qualifying for the promotion tournament, but eventually falling to Team Envy. Phoenix was replaced by Fly and sat on the bench as a sub. So now he rejoins the NALCS to prove his worth on Echo Fox and that he can stand up to the competitive mid lane pool. Now for AD carry, we have Altec. Altec has looked like a solid AD carry that has moved around a bunch of teams since he came into the league, most notably NRG, FlyQuest, and Dignitas. He found glimpses of glory, but was never on a high-performing team. After Dignitas failed to make it to the franchise era of the North American LCS, Altec joins Echo Fox and hopes to build a long partnership with the team to develop his growth. Supporting him is Adrian. Adrian was part of the dominating Immortals back in 2016, where he played unkillable supports touting a ridiculously high KDA. Since then, he has jumped to 3 different teams. His last team was Dignitas, where he joined Altec and started building their synergy. If he can bring his strong utility to his AD carry and the rest of his team, he might be able to save his team from defeat and lead them to victory. To round out the roster, we have Coach Eniro. Eniro is still a relatively new coach that was part of the Tainted Minds organization from the OCE region. With a lot to prove and a team that seems a little volatile, he will have a ton of work to do. Luckily, Rick Fox is always heavily involved with his teams, and we can expect Eniro to learn a ton from him. Alright, with all that information about Echo Fox, why do we like this team?
I think the main reason you have to look for this team is Rick Fox. I think, he's a legend. I think he has done so many great things for the community in League itself. He's a super nice guy. He's super positive. He always tries to find the best in people. And with that in mind, he's trying to find the best in one of the most toxic members of the team.
Ooh.
But I think it's awesome that he's giving them a new chance, right?
Yeah.
This is a whole new roster, so it is very interesting.
Yeah, so that toxic. Before we get to that toxic member, actually, I want to talk a little bit more about Rick Fox. Something really interesting about him compared to a lot of other people in the scene. He is one of the first. I think he might be, or one of the first traditional sports people,
Owners or
owners or
players.
whatever, to jump into esports, and that came from his kid actually, who's really into like League of Legends and esports. So then Rick Fox went into it, and the cool thing about it is like whenever you see him talking about interviews, like he is totally advocating for esports, and he knows what he's talking about. Sure, he hasn't played League of Legends for 6 seasons, so there's a limitation to his knowledge, but he's able to like talk to someone about League of Legends and represent it, and is a great representative for our community to that traditional sports community. Is a really great bridge, and it's cool because you'll see him do interviews with like Gordon Howard or I don't know. Hayward. There you go. I'm like, Howard does not sound right. Gordon Hayward, and he'd be like, hey, so are you who you're rooting for in the TSM CLG matchup this week and stuff like that. And he'll like just drop stuff about League of Legends and the LCS, and I think he's really, really great for the scene. But yeah,
no, for sure. And also just a quick, like, I mean, he's been even interviewed, and he's like, oh, I know League of Legends. He has spent the time to learn as much as he can. Like, he's not mechanically godlike, obviously, but he does try to learn. And I think that that's something that even from like, again, like you were mentioning, like the non-endemic teams and stuff is very new, very fresh. And, I'm glad to see them still in the LCS, but it is going to be interesting. And I think now is the best time to move on to the main talking point of this team.
Yeah, spicy part.
The spicy part. No flame, please. Dardoch, has dropped, like he's just jumps around like teams, not necessarily because of his own choice. But he says he's reformed. I mean, I think it's great to look at him because he's a native North American jungler. He is a very talented kid.
Yep.
I think the personality has been such a huge issue that hopefully that this team does not explode. I think it's the most volatile team, but that's also exciting, right? Like you want to see, how are they doing? Like what can we see? So I think it brings some excitement to the team as well.
Yeah. With Dardoch, like it's going to be a testament to see like how good Rick Fox is. He is a leader. He was a leader when he was playing basketball for his team, and a lot of the players have talked very highly about Rick Fox, and we're talking about him again and again and again. He might be the person to set Dardoch straight. Not only does like he have leadership qualities, he is a legend. Like, what is Dardoch gonna say? No, you don't understand teamwork. It's like no. So this could be a really cool thing for Dardoch fans and just people in the community, just being able to see like another incarnation story, or on I Will Dominate story and stuff where people have been banned and they've been reformed,
for sure,
and they're able to become a positive member. And if Dardoch gets over his attitude issues, oh my gosh, he's gonna be so valuable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think like just the fact that he opens up the import slot, is so huge. And he is a good player. I think he is a very good player. He's very smart. And I mean, along those lines, like we have just a team of very talented people. Huni.
Hey.
The fan favorite Huni. Everyone loves Huni. Like, if you don't love Huni, then man, I don't know.
You gotta holla your way out of here.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming back from SKT. SKT didn't win, but I think he played his ass off. Like, he really proved himself to be like a really strong top laner.
Yeah.
Even when the team was struggling, like, yes, he was struggling, but I think him coming back to NA makes his team actually rather strong, right? Like, yeah. He's trying to fight for the top contender of NA, which has been usually Honster. I mean, you've seen Flame. He's coming for that crown.
Ooh, boy.
It's spicy. I love it because I can't wait for him to be like, I 1v9 now.
I am the captain now.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah,
and he's hilarious. I mean, I think he's one of the most fun, great personalities I've seen in maybe like just the league in general, right? In all league as pro players at least. And we also have Altec, which I think is a solid pickup in the bot lane. And I mean, like some people might be like, we don't know, but like he was doing well with he did well with FlyQuest. He did really good with FlyQuest, which was when FlyQuest ended up in 4th. And then he did really good with Dignitas, and Dignitas had that like crazy run, and people were like, wait a minute, Dignitas is actually crazy good. What the hell? So it's interesting to have him there. I think the question we need to ask ourselves is this team is interesting. 5 brand new players, no old like players in their current LCS lineup. The big question is, will they perform though? You know, I think if you want to be a fan, it's going to be like, it might be tough sometimes, but you really should be focusing on this team.
Yeah, Echo Fox has talked about, fostering their talent and putting a lot of time into them. And to be honest, Rick Fox was plenty patient with his previous roster. No flame again. But, having that attitude and then having a franchise system, this is a team that like you can sit and kind of expect to grow. And you said new players, they're new to this team, but they're definitely not new to the scene. These guys have been around. Like, it's not their second year now. They've been around, so it'll be exciting to see how, veteran players work together, because a lot of times you have good players on not so good teams, so they can't shine. You have players that just don't get along with other players. And so therefore team dynamics and seemingly stupid decisions are made on the Rift. Who knows? This could be the dice roll, or not dice roll, but just a conglomeration of players where it's like, bam, it worked. Holy crap. And boom, like we got a winning team.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think the last point that we should make is if you're like 50-50, I'm not sure, they're retire. My God, Rick Fox, please send me everything. I just want a nice little care package of like your jerseys and your hoodies. And it looks awesome. I think they have an awesome logo just standing, like logo, and their jerseys have been really cool, like the military, like camo one and stuff like that. I think if you want to really have something that you can represent the team as, like if that's kind of like more what you care for, and like you'd be like, yeah, I could wear this as casual wear. Like Echo Fox is some of the stuff, and we even mentioned this with 100 Thieves, right? Like they had kind of like awesome attire. I think that this is one of the teams that doesn't necessarily come from that, but still is able to perform it.
I would totally wear the shirts not being an Echo Fox fan. Like if I saw this on the storefront somewhere, I'd be like, that's a cool shirt. I want that on my chest, like that logo. It looks good, and like you can kind of see that Rick Fox knows what he's doing. He's been in the professional scene. Probably got someone that he paid a lot of money to design a really clean, sharp, cool looking logo, and then the apparel is just what it is now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously it is easy with the last name Fox, but with that in mind, I think you should not forget to pounce on the competition and be a fan of Echo Fox.